Good evening. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about higher education. The question I wanted to ask all of you is higher education becoming too costly? The cost of higher education has surged more than 500% since 1985. Tuition expenses have increased 538% in the 28-year period. The cost of education is continuing to rise, while a total average income cannot keep up with the increasing demands. The average tuition and fees at the U.S. four-year public universities have increased by more than 250%. In the past 3 decades, according to the White House release, meanwhile, the typical family income has increased by only about 16% in the same time frame. Between 1988 and 2008, that the average cost of university degrees rose by 375% in comparison to the 127% increase in the family income. For 3 decades now, university tuition costs have increased at more than double the tuition of inflation. The increase in the fees has led to growing concerns about student loan debt, which increased by 24% in the 4 years leading up to 2008. Meanwhile, the difficulties of repayment is also hard on students. There is a national press coverage expressing anxiety at the issue of graduation. Defaulting on student loan repayments, 8.8% of borrowers who began repaying student loans in 2009 defaulted within 2 years. And for every borrower who defaults, at least 2 more fall behind in payments. Default rates overall are currently the highest since 1997. People are urged to seek out higher education in order to get better paying jobs. Unfortunately, that is not the outcome. The cost of education is surpassing the income in which its students are receiving. Simply put, we can no longer afford to repay the cost of our education. Job openings in the U.S. decreased in April by the most in almost 4 years. The number of open positions dropped by 325,000, the biggest decline since September 2008, to 3.42 million from 3.74 million in the prior month. Payrolls climbed by 69,000 workers in May, less than forecast after revised 77,000 gain in April. That was smaller than initially estimated according to the June 1st data from the Labor Education. The jobless rate rose 8.2% from 8.1%. The number of people hired declined to 4.8 million in April from 4.33 million the previous month. Today's report showed the hiring rate fell to 3.1%, the lowest since July. The government should find ways to offer students relief from becoming deeper in debt, and education should not send its students to the poorhouse. Obama is offering a solution for students by focusing on the colleges themselves. Colleges are now to evaluate to see whether these tuitions increases are even valid. The New York Times has reported planning to rate colleges before the 2015 school year based on measurements like tuition, graduation rates, debt, and earnings of graduates, the percentage of lower income students who attend. The rating would compare colleges against their peer institutions. President Obama hopes that starting in 2008, The ratings would be tied to financial aid so that students at high-rated colleges might get larger federal grants, more affordable loans. If the government adopts the methods, it will make higher education more affordable for the students by making the colleges accountable for increasing the amount of tuition and the quality of the educational experience. Students will have more control over the amount of debt that they will have post-graduation. This improvement will allow for more students to be able to enroll in school and choose which school that they could afford to attend. College education has become increasingly more costly while the average American income is lacking. It is important for students to take action, get involved, learn as much as you can about the higher education plan proposed by President Obama. A website that you can invest in is called www.whitehouse.gov/issue/education/higher education. The website includes emails, updated, learning more information about issues and meetings, submitting questions and comments, and an area to find government resources. Education is costly, but we must work hard to take a stand on making changes. Knowledge is power. My question again, is higher education becoming costly?